Hi, this is Dr. Scott, and today we're going to get into the four different listening lifestyles that we see in our office. We're going to show you the different ones out there and just through a unique way of presenting it without always pushing on the technologies with it, too. Now, again, if you've watched any of the series, there are four men. I want you to think about them. They go to a poker night almost every single month, and they love to, get together. They've been doing this since the 80s. And so these four men, excuse me, have been going to Alex's house, but they've crafted their own listening lifestyle, sometimes by choice and sometimes by circumstance. Now, Alex, we talked about, is our most active listening lifestyle because of his situation. And you can always watch the one that talks about Alex. Now, let's move over to Carl. Carl comes to the poker night almost every single time that is out there, if he can, but he tries to get to every single one of them. He suddenly decided to lose a bunch of weight because, his life situation has changed. He was getting sick all the time and he couldn't stay up. And that's why he missed some of those poker games. But he lost 40 pounds and feels a lot better. Now, he's not the same man he was when he was in his 20s, but he doesn't expect to be. As a school administrator, he volunteers in the library and pushes the kids to be able to read more because he sees the illiteracy rates that are so dramatic around his area. And he decides, you know what, in my retirement, I have got a good retirement. I want to be able to help these kids. He sometimes goes out in the park with them and will have a sack lunch for he and the kid so that they can sit down and talk about things and be able, and he's kind of the semi-counselor. All of his colleagues love it. And even if he takes longer at lunch, which he's not working for money, they go, leave Carl alone because he's going to make a difference in those kids. Now, Carl is still married. He wants to be able. He works in his church, does some things in many different areas because that's where all these four guys met. But Carl isn't doing the same thing that Alex is. But doesn't mean that Carl isn't pretty darn active. But what we call Carl is in his casual listening lifestyle. So we've actually tailored technology called our level 7 to be able to help Carl. Now, he needs to have waterproof hearing aids because he's going to work out quite a bit. But he needs to have something that he doesn't have to mess with as much. So he might pick up his cell phone and adjust through the app, but he might not. It just depends upon what happens for him. Now, he's around quiet circumstances, and then it suddenly gets kind of noisy as the cars drive by on the park bench. So think about Carl, and maybe you are Carl as well in a casual listening lifestyle. Thanks so much.